What's going on? True family, friends, and supporters. This your boy, True Results. You see how I started it up? Yeah, I'm watching everything. You know what I'm saying? In this video right here, we're gonna be talking about the possibility of two lawyers. That be Big Head Yo Goddess lawyer and Young Dolph, Daddio, and Pre's lawyers, Scott Hall. We talking about Arthur Horn and Scott Hall. Arthur Horn being CMG's lawyer, Scott Hall being Young Dolph's lawyer. But not just Young Dolph. He also represents a couple of the ops, Scott Hall. You see him in the photos that you're looking at. You see him standing next to Daddio. You see him standing next to Dolph. You see him standing next to Key Glock. You see him standing next to Scarface. You know what I'm saying? And lawyer, they got a picture of Scarface in his office. Is capable of anything. But you also see him standing next to a CMG artist, which is none other than Big Boogie. Now you might have heard and seen Big Boogie name come up a few times over there with Makitas and Tamika and all that. They don't know CMG stuff and all that. Well, in my personal opinion, you can if you in the radio hosting show business or whatever, DJ, VJ, or whatever you do, as far as radio, then you have to be. You can't be. You can't just be like I ain't gonna interview or be around nobody from Memphis if they ain't outside. You can't do that. That would be there. You would not be going nowhere. So we're gonna make that very clear. Ain't nothing wrong with that because you're in the radio business. It's just the lies. But that's for some other body that be blogging to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keep it real like that. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be one-sided. But back to this story right here. Now, Dolph already had more than one lawyer. You seen it when he got out of Hollywood, out the hospital in Hollywood. He's paying the camera to and said, I got a $1 billion lawyer for $1 billion business. When you shoot me up and you're hating on me like that, then we're going to come see you. With if you got something on $1 billion, well, I need me $1 billion lawyer for Hollywood. Now in Memphis, you got a few top lawyers for Memphis business. Scott Hall, Brandon Hall, I guess they call all Brandon Scott for some reason. Scott Hall is one of them lawyers along with Arthur Horn, Leslie Ballin, and all of them boys. You know what I'm saying? But the moral to the story is what I'm finna show y'all right now concerning Scott Hall. Now, like I'm finna say in this little clip, none of the PRE artists knew a damn thing for almost 3 years. Everybody been silent. As far as Dolph whereabouts on November the 17th, really starting November the 15th, cause one motherfucker say I ain't know he was on the plane to my Big Music Great until he tapped me on my shoulder. How the hell y'all supposed to be going back to Memphis and the boss man don't know where you at? Man, come on, bro. I'll do this every year, so everybody got to be in place. So we finna get into all of that. But let me play this for you, and then we're gonna come right back. True. Tell me what you think. Young Dolph dead at 36, shot and killed in Memphis, 11/17/2021 at 11:31 a.m. Pacific time. Well, that would be 12:31 a.m. Central time, I'm assuming. But let's get to this. Now, this is an update at 1:54. This is coming straight from TMZ website on the very same day. Now, look at this time and look at this time. I still don't know how TMZ be getting all of this shit, but they do. Now, this is from Young Dolph's lawyer. not only Young Dolph's lawyer, but we're gonna get into that in a minute. I'm gonna show you who Scott Hall represents on both sides. 1:54 p.m. Young Dolph's attorney and friend, Scott Hall, tells us the rapper was in town for his annual Thanksgiving giveaway. He'd been living in Atlanta most of the time. Young Dolph's attorney and friend, Scott Hall. Hall says Dolph was scheduled to hand out a truckload of turkeys to folks in his old neighborhood on Wednesday afternoon. His plan was to head to the event right after the cookie store. Now, do y'all hear that? Scott Hall knows a whole hell of a lot, right? Because he tells this to TMZ that he verified that he was in cahoots and knew what Dolph was doing, all the way up to the point that he knew that Dolph was headed to hand out a truckload of turkeys to folks in his old neighborhood. His old neighborhood is Castelia. Now, maybe I missed that, maybe I've been going too hard, but what turkey drive was scheduled for that day and who all was involved? Can anybody tell me? Because like I said, I seem to have missed that. Now I know at the West Cancer Center that was on. They said he handed out turkeys at the mall over there. See, it's a lot of fugazi stuff, but I'm just talking about this right here, November 17, 2021. This is what his friend and lawyer says that Dolph was doing. One more time. Hall says Dolph was scheduled to hand out a truckload of turkeys to folks in his old neighborhood on Wednesday afternoon. His plan was to head to the event right after the cookie store. Somebody tell me, how would his lawyer know this pertinent, important information that none of the other PRE artists knows a damn thing about this particular moment? Not one of them. They have seen this. They done seen us get on their ass for damn near 3 years, and now one of them has even clarified Dolph's movements that day up until right at this very second. But Scott Hall says I'm his lawyer and his friend, and this is the only person that told us. He said Dolph was scared to hand out a truckload of turkeys to folks in his old neighborhood on Wednesday afternoon. His plan was to head to the event right after the cookie store. So that means Dolph, if he's telling the truth, but we're gonna get into that. I mean, Dolph was talking to his lawyer on this day right before he died, because his lawyer says that he was supposed to head to the damn event on that day right after he went to the cookie store. So if he was talking to his lawyer about going to the cookie store, then it's some relevance. Let me go back and get this post that I had uploaded about 2 or 3 videos back. Because if he was headed to the cookie, if he was talking to his lawyer and headed to the cookie store, and his lawyer know that, wow, it adds some credence to the fact that Dolph maybe was trying to bail these folks, Makita's Cookies, out of their situation and either buy them out or go, be a majority stake owner. Because before this shit happened, before November 17, 2021, anybody in Memphis can tell you, these folks was struggling. That cookie shop was never open that much. Boy, people in Memphis would tell you. So it's kind of adds some credence to this, that his lawyer might have been negotiating a takeover of Makitas. Maybe, but it's just me finding this right here adds some credence to it. Now, at the same time that this is going on, don't never forget, it's also verified that, remember I told y'all, God is mama, the triple OG, you know, the Griselda Blocker of Memphis back in the days, was a business advisor to Pamela Hill. Now, when you put all of that God his mama was a business advisor to Pamela Hill and Makitas, and then you see the CMG connection with Tamika, Raven's sister, and all that, just might make you wonder what was really going on behind the scenes. And don't never forget about the mayor and the call girl, the escort service that they controlled the mayor. That's why you see the mayor getting his glass. I'm talking about the old mayor. Getting his glasses, snatched out while they juking around him. You see him with the escort girls. You see him with a lot of folks that's involved in that secret lifestyle, and that's a lot of power and influence with a lot of dirt. Cause people ain't crazy. This has happened before, where they extort the mayor, set him up with and get some pictures and some dirt on them, and then they can get away with shit. This has happened to a lot of mayors, especially in the inner city. You know what I'm saying? The poor cities. But that's what I wanted to bring to y'all attention. Now let's go look at some photos right quick, and then I'm gonna tell you. We're gonna talk about Sky Hall and CMG's lawyer, Arthur Horn, and then we're gonna put all that together and tell me who has the connections that's behind Yo Gotti, that's been having they tentacles in the politics, the political side of Memphis for many years. That's his family. True. Now, shout out to my good friend who they got the yellow tape around his house while he trying to get in the house. And salute to him for serving his country. That's my man that told me about Devin Burns' ass back there shooting with them little bit ass twists in the air while the white Mercedes was appeared to be shooting in the inside as a distraction. Shout out to him because we all see there's something wrong with the whole picture of Dolph hanging out the window, face forward, and all the glass on the outside the window. So if you think they ain't up to nothing to not to show that damn video, just look at the conglomerate of people. And you just heard what I said as far as the political shit and who been backing Yo Gotti from back in the days. His family has been playing political games. So put all that together, and we shall see why they haven't showed any footage. Not even nothing but 2 still photos. Not even where they do that at. I mean, they know we got an appetite. We want to see them coming. And you ain't gotta show nothing graphic because you can't. But you gotta show us something, and it's a reason that they not. Once again, I've been saying it for damn near 3 years. See, I know more, Memphis know more than somebody else that don't have the proper connections or even the vibe of the city. So everybody else will be limited, but you still gotta stay safe in this dangerous game. So what I can't say, every time I try to reach out and release some information to somebody else, they always water it down for clicks and views. But let them play with me about this trial on 23rd, and then we're going to open up a can of ass whooping. Yeah, that I've been sitting on no matter what. But, yeah, so they say Dolph walked in minutes later a car pulled up and shot him, and just reversed the whole everything that makes sense for having him stretching out the window. And what did they do if he was pronounced dead? If he was pronounced deceased, the moment that the first police officer pulled up, before the ambulance, before the fire department and ambulance and all them pulled up with their bags and the stretcher, we already heard and seen the proof that he was pronounced. We read the preliminary report that says he was pronounced deceased on the scene by the first police officer. So there was no need for anything else. So when they pulled this body out the window and took it somewhere way behind the counter or something, after the little police car pulled up, what was all of that for if he was already pronounced dead by the police officer? You know, they have to make that call on the scene. So all of that was for show too, right? Y'all think about it like that, because that's not what you see. Somebody's already deceased. I don't know why y'all dragging, moving it by. You're really supposed to preserve the crime scene at that point and wait on the medical examiner. That's what I've seen. That's my experience. But y'all let me know. Now, what else I was finna say? All right, I told y'all I was gonna play. You know, when I told y'all he had what Scott Hall said and what he knew that nobody else from PRA seemed to know, is that he seemed to be like was talking to Dolph about some kind of business, because he knew Dolph was going to the cookie shop and he knew where he was going right after the cookie shop. So that's why I'm finna play this. That's why I'm finna upload this whatever you want to call it, this information that I uploaded 3 or 4 videos ago. And so y'all can put both of these together, and just maybe Dolph was finna do something as far as business with these Makitas. And I think if you see the photos, you see Daddio also been playing political games, standing next to Scott Hall. So if anything went down crooked behind the scene, that's involving these lawyers, then that would be how Daddio is winning, is getting it done, because corruption runs deep, and especially in this city. I mean, just go Google Memphis city government, and boy, you're gonna see a whole lot of corruption all around the board, and it's just been passed down, passed around. The older people is putting their nephews and sons and daughters on, so the corruption continues, and that's how deep it is in the city of Memphis. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody for listening and tuning in. And what I'm finna upload right now, what I'm finna show y'all right now, I already have, but I'm gonna have to do it again for the people that missed out. So salute, y'all. Stay blessed. Always stay supportive. Like, share, subscribe if that's your will. And all donations are appreciated, especially in crunch time like this. The cash app will be $TRURESULTS number 2. And until next video, stay blessed, stay true. Peace. Let me read this for y'all, because this print is kind of small. So if it's on the screen, you probably don't be able to make it out. So if Yo Gotti baby mama, I guess they talking about Darnisha, the one that got shot in Covington. But let me read. So if Yo Gotti baby mama is related to the detective Caroline Mason, and my personal opinion is that she is a 5-star Mason, and that's how she's able to disguise her ranking so nobody won't question her, because her last name is Mason, and she is related to the Makitas. and Dolph. Like I said, it was a family hit, and the Makeda's location was just the perfect place to set it up. Yo Gotti wanted him dead because he was starving them in the music business. Remember the two videos you showed about the music industry and what they're doing to these artists? Connect the dots. More, let me put this mark over here. It's so small. Connect the dots. More people wanted him dead. And Makeda's wanted him dead because he was taking ownership of the cookie company, not because he wanted the cookie shop, but business is business. They didn't pay him the money he gave them for opening the business. I believe it was a private contract between family, Raven family, and Dolph. Remember, Pamela Hills, Pamela Hills, the wife to Maurice Hill, said on video that Dolph was an entrepreneur. See, God wanted the people of Memphis to wake up. She said on video he's an entrepreneur, and what do entrepreneurs do? They help people open businesses. As I'm writing you guys, the part about the entrepreneurship just came to me. Connect the dots. I personally don't believe he would put his name on a bank loan contract. I'll explain. But I hope he did. When they opened the cookie shop with the bank loan, they needed a cosigner. I don't think he wanted the feds in his business. So personally, I think he did a private contract with the Hill family member. Also, Raven said her last name is Jones, so we need to cross-reference the last names to whoever is on the bank loan because Raven is controlling everything at the shop. She's on the TV, she's working there, she's hiring, she's firing. Who really owns that shop? We all know with a bank loan, you have to bring so much to the table before they even give you a loan. Raven family didn't have enough money, so he did a private contract with them or her. A lot of people had a hit on Young Dolph head. Everybody probably was trying to figure out who was going to take him out first and get the bag. And they figured the cookie shop was the perfect place. Next to the highway, next to the gas station. And I heard somebody say it was a hotel over there across the street. So whoever came in town to assist, maybe the guys they had in front of the video acting like they were shooting, or maybe was shooting. I need to see some more videos of fire or smoke coming out them guns. And the other guy that came from the store acting like he was shooting at the car, talking about Marcus. If that person came with Dolph and had that Draco on him in the shop, why didn't he get shot? Why he didn't shoot back in the shop? So now you have to figure out who was he. They were just some stage people from out of town. Make sure you get your tanks full, just in case you happen to get in a high-speed chase, which I don't think that was going to happen because Caroline Mason had HNIC investigation unit, not sending no assistance, no medical, no nothing. But God said, but they thought they had the perfect timing and the perfect cover-up. And the cover-up story was everybody knew people wanted him dead, CMG. Everybody knew, and some of the streets, everybody knew. And the cover-up story was everybody knew people wanted him dead. Everybody knew where he was going to be. But if you look at Yo Gotti brother on video, the day after Dolph was killed, look at the date. Speaking, and you will see he explained everything. Listen to it, word by word. He's talking about they messed up bad. The jewelry that they stole, they can't pawn them. And when he get them out, that mess, he want 10% of everything. It will never be talked about again, and he'll go far away. He went far away to my big joke. That video alone should put people in jail. That's why the owner of the property said they are killers. Why would she say that? I know Dolph had to talk with her if he's taking ownership of the cookie company, because when you transfer everything over, she had to be there to sign papers to put him as the new leaser on that property. So when he brought the money to the hills to buy them out, who else knew that Dolph had a bag with him that day? This trying to make a little bit of sense, because before that happened to Dolph, they ain't had no equipment. They couldn't keep up with production. They couldn't do nothing. They was in a hole in the red. Cook wasn't selling no cookies. Yeah, but this is somebody else's opinion though. So who else knew that Dolph had a bag with him that day? All the people that was in that circle to set up that assassination. They had no intentions on signing over their rights to the shop. Remember, she said on video her family hard-earned sweat with the shop, and they probably figured, who do Dolph think he is to come take over the family shop and change it into whatever he wanted after we sweated. But that's what they had him to believe, that they were going to relinquish their rights to the shop. Somebody needs to talk to the owner of the property. And the only person that was close enough to get him, and especially for him to bring that amount. Hold up, they're getting interesting. Hold on for a minute, y'all. Let me go to the rest of it. Interesting. Let me see. Talk to the owner property. The only person that was close enough to get to him, and especially for him to bring that amount of money with him. No security. He trusted them people. At first I thought his mother wasn't involved. But now after the interview that God is dealing with me about, I'm starting to think she is. Not his mother, the mother, to my Pamela. That's why if you look at that video with Maurice and Pamela talking about Dolph being an entrepreneur, he was looking dead in her mouth to make sure she didn't miss a beat. Watch the video. You know, they do say the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Think about it. Think about it. Shooters or killers don't have a job. They are just a phone call away to do the hit. Remember, it was planned already, in my opinion. Raven and Dolph probably had already discussed this a year in advance. Everybody knew what their position was. Everybody knew where they were supposed to be that day and wait for what they thought was the perfect cover-up. And I heard that Dolph went to the cookie shop twice that day. So now I'm thinking the first time he went to the cookie shop, a transaction of ownership was supposed to have went down, but it didn't, because something or someone wasn't in place. They were ready, but because he came at a different time, his time probably too early, it threw them off. You think Dolph will actually let somebody know the exact timing of when he's going to be there with $1 million to buy out Makitas or something like that? That's already a dangerous situation. He taking somebody's business from them, but he trusted them. That's why he didn't come with security. He didn't think they would set him up. Come on, y'all. Dolph is smarter than that. So he bought the cookies the first time and then came back. And Raven probably gave him some story as to why they wasn't ready. But when he came the second time, they was ready. And that shooter was already in the bathroom. And when that bathroom door opened, that's when young Dolph seen them and was fighting for his life. That's why the table broke inside in the shop and couldn't be found if you're looking on the videos. The police was all in the bathroom. And one more thing, go back to the opening of the cookie shop. Follow the trail in Dolph's own video when he was at the cancer center. He said they took care of a few people in his family. Makita, the little girl, was one of Dolph's family members. And what do little girls love? Cookies. Damn. Raven family knew the little girl loved cookies. That's where the idea came from. That's how they came up with the idea to open their cookie shop. But they didn't have enough money. If they go to Dolph, he loves to help people. Dolph's an entrepreneur. Watch the video. All the evidence is in there. Raven family was close enough and felt comfortable to ask him for that loan, and not to mention set Dolph up. And the name of the movie will be, because they always have to make a movie, but we're going to produce the titles or these: The Perfect Timing, but not the perfect cover up. Perfect is just not enough. The perfect timing of a cover up. They talk too much. And that's what this person here had to say. What y'all think about that? Well, man, because there's some key pointers up in there now. I ain't gonna lie. I just read it the first time with y'all just now, and I was like, I read a little bit, but I just read the whole thing. There's some key pointers in there. So salute to them folks, and y'all let me know what y'all think about that. True, let's keep moving.